Hello everyone, and welcome back to Jesse Hecht Creative. This time we're going over a bunch of X-Men figures from the Strong Guy and Sugar Man Build-A-Figure waves. Let's get to it. So here we have Nate Gray, who is a relative of Cable's apparently, and I think he's just an okay figure. He looks pretty cool, but doesn't really justify anything. He has pretty good articulation, at least for a Marvel Legend. I like how he has this kind of, the color scheme's really nice, yet I just don't really see anything really that great about him. His articulation is kind of limited around his wrists a little bit because of these cuffs. His body is just sort of your normal standard Marvel Legends kind of Bucky Cap-ish body. I think it's okay. It just doesn't really pop or wow me in any possible way. It's just kind of just normal and standard. I mean, I think this body's kind of actually the Bucky Cap body in a way, but it's just a weird kind of mishmash of parts. Doesn't really look too great. This eye thing is pretty cool over here. I think that looks kind of nice. There is some little paint splotching to his hair kind of over here. It's alright. It's just not the best. I got him just to sort of fill in the ranks of my X-Men and add to one of my teams. But I find that he's just okay and doesn't really have too much of a presence, at least, in my collection. He also has kind of a hard time standing if you want to give him a different pose or not. And it just doesn't really work out that well. That being said, color scheme's good. This eye thing's cool. Let's just move on, shall we? Next up is Black Tom, who I think he's a pretty alright character. I love his look. He reminds me kind of like a Dracula-type character in a way, with this sort of big collar thing. He could use a cape, maybe. I don't know. He can control wood in the comics, apparently, and that's just weird and interesting. You can actually swap a Groot arm onto him if you want. And he comes with these little sort of skeleton kind of wood pieces that have some bumps on them that are molded to it. He comes with one of them. I got another one for a different kit bash down the line. But they both look pretty cool. I like the skull motif. It's pretty awesome. His articulation is just standard, pretty nice. He has a kind of a hard time standing. Some of the paint on him is sort of not applied too well out of the box, so make sure you look for some good paint on him. His lower legs are just not really working out too great. This piece over here doesn't really rotate all the way around. It's hindered by the shape of the leg. We also have this piece over here doesn't really go up on the foot. The foot doesn't go up. It can ankle pivot pretty well. It goes back really well, but it just doesn't really work out that great. He can stand kind of okay. I just think he's not that great. His arms can't go to the sides either because it's kind of this little piece right here just doesn't really want it to go to the side. I like his belt, his little target looking belt kind of thing. In the back, it's just blank and sort of just not really that interesting. I like these cuffs here. These little cuts on the gloves. It's pretty nice. I like his face too. It's just boring, but he's kind of meant to complement Juggernaut. I didn't notice his eyes were colored a little bit. They're kind of darkish brownish, I think. Maybe a little black. I can't tell. But yeah, he just doesn't have the best sort of articulation in a way. He's very standard and used a lot of pieces that we've seen before. Also, on his chest, there's some paint missing a little bit on that. So that's kind of disconcerting. But other than that, he's a good bad guy. Works with Juggernaut and just works well on a bad guy X-Men team setup. If you want to give him these again, that's pretty cool. And maybe I'll swap that Groot arm down the line or something. But I don't have my hair dryer with me. Rip Vidal that soon. But yeah, that's pretty cool to have him hold these and just be menacing with them. Because they have skulls on the ends. That's pretty cool. Skulls are pretty cool. So you've seen this guy before. The Sunfire Age of Apocalypse version character. I think he's really cool. I love the translucentness of him, at least, and how these little black bars and shapes on him just look. I added a bunch of these pieces from, I think, Captain Marvel onto him, and Fantastic Four version of Johnny Storm, the second version. They're pretty cool. They look nice on him. They don't really hinder the articulation too much. The articulation's kind of just okay on him. I'm kind of worried because I heard a lot of things about translucent plastic breaking down the line or something. But the joints really aren't made of translucent plastic that well. They're just okay. In moving him, I'm just kind of worried sometimes that he might break or something. I really like this character, though. He looks really cool. He works well in my Four Horsemen group. And I like the face, too. It's very Japanese inspired. I think that he's Japanese. Correct me if I'm wrong. Sunfire at least. I have the other version too, and this is actually really cool. We got these little flames on the sides. They're really nice with the orange. And we also got more flames on his head that are really, really awesome in a nice new mold. Every time we get a new mold, I'm always happy. We get new molds and stuff. Every time we reuse molds, I get kind of sad. Let's check this out a little bit closer. Yeah, that's a nice little mold right there. It's glued and stuck to the shoulders over here. The head is also a separate piece. Move that around. The articulation's pretty good on him. I actually like it a lot. I'm just worried for the breakage, that's all. That's my one big gripe. And that falling off, maybe. That's pretty okay. It's good. That works. I like how clean the circle is on the forehead. And also how clean the mask is. Really good figure. He does need some fire parts. A lot of the accessories in this wave kind of were abandoned. A lot of Nate Gray didn't have any. And I don't think Jean Grey had any. Are they related? I don't know. I can't tell. But yeah, that's a pretty good figure, and I'm struggling putting this on his arm right now. I like this guy a lot. He looks really cool. And yeah, Sunfire. He's awesome. Really nice figure. I'm just going to leave that there and have all these just fall off. Here's him without all the accessories. This is how he comes in the package. He looks way better with the accessories. Just trust me there. Move that down a little bit. There we go. Yeah, that's awesome. Hello everyone, and thank you so much for watching so far. Make sure to click like, subscribe, share, and leave a comment. You can also click the bell icon for more creativity. Now let's get back to it. So next we have Deadpool in the blue suit. I believe he's like X-Men or something. Looks really nice. He comes with a lot of stuff. I'm really glad. This gun over here is really cool. Take it out of his hand. It's kind of a bluish silver. Looks really nice. I like how we have this little part in the bottom over here. Part in the top. Little shooty things. Holster, cartridges and whatnot. Magazines and everything. Looks really cool. Pretty simple. Probably a Nerf gun, most likely. This one, very rubbery kind of gun. Move that over there. Yeah, just a simple pistol. It's pretty chill. Deadpool also comes with shwing. These swords. They're pretty nice. Gold, silver, and blue. Kind of like his color scheme a little bit. You can hold them in his hands pretty well. Although just watch out because the paint might just break on you and not really want to work. That's why I don't really want to have him holding these katanas. They're pretty good. It's his signature thing, the samurai sword kind of katana deal. But articulation, ironically, I think it's on the Sunfire body, or correct me if I'm wrong, Bullseye body? I think it's the Bullseye body, maybe. The new one, at least. Articulation's hindered by this strap over here. The head works pretty well all around. I like this little color piece right here, the yellow. Kind of ties it all together. This strap really hinders the articulation badly. You can take it off. I use it for a kit bash later on. Snapping a little bit on me, wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. Articulation's nice. I love these lines on here. They look really cool. Just gotta line them up correctly. Articulation's very standard for him. Very standard. These little cuffs are nice. Nice touch. A little smudge right here for me. Not on this one, but on this one for some reason. Overall, it's a really good figure. Blue Deadpool, something not red, finally. A little bit of red right here, but that's it. I love the little Deadpool symbol on there. It's cute. Yeah, good figure. Good articulation. He works in your Deadpool scheme and has the blue pop. The blue pops really well. Also, here's the back, just saying. The katana's going this way and this way. It's pretty nice. Deadpool's a good figure. You can't have enough Deadpools. I would love for them to do a Deadpool verse in Marvel, the movies sometime. If they're totally gonna, yeah, they're definitely bringing him over to the MCU because Disney owns Fox now, so they can do that with Ryan Reynolds. I'd love to see Deadpool wear Mickey ears or something, or maybe have him show up at the parks. That would be fun. That'd be cool to see Deadpool at the parks. My wish came true. He's outside the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Oh wait, no, this is just Pirate Deadpool. I love this guy so much. He's really super cool. He's got a lot of stuff and a lot of fun, just things going on. Man, where do I start? So the reason he's not number one is because I really wish he didn't have these red feet over here. Give him black boots from Bucky Cap, and it's perfection. But that just doesn't really work out too well as far as everything goes. But he's a very close second to my number one. Let's go over it. So the articulation's really nice. He can't really go back, sort of, kind of. These swords back here are kind of hindering everything, and it just doesn't really want to work that well. This gun is amazing. This little flintlock pistol kind of deal, if I could pry it from his grasp. Looks really cool. I love the paint on it. I love the sculpt. I want more of these little flintlock pistols. And a good sign this is a good figure is I couldn't find him anywhere insofar as repeat visits to different shops and stores and whatnot. Everything's sold out with this guy. Blue one you could find. You could find the other character with Deadpool's friend over here, because I would like to introduce one of my favorite little figures, Jeff the Shark. He's amazing and adorable, and I love him. Look at how cute he is. He's a little shark, and he's just cute. The paint on the teeth is just okay, but he's the most adorable thing I've ever seen in my life as far as Marvel Legends goes. He has little feet. He was the teaser image for this wave a while ago. I love this guy so much. He's static. You can't move him, but he's just so cute. And to me, he's Deadpool's pet. He came with Shikla, the character that I don't know who she is. I sold her off, kept Jeff. And yeah. I also have no real interest in Strong Guy, the Build-A-Figure for this wave. So I just, sold those pieces as well. Oh, geez, this really bends when you keep it for like a month or two in there. Wow. Okay, so moving this up over here, we can put the sword in this hand. That's pretty cool. Nice little sword. And that little sword over here, I almost broke. So instead of coming with two samurai swords, he comes with a samurai sword and I totally don't know, a scimitar kind of thing, a pirate sword. I know what the name is, I'm just forgetting it right now. Looks really nice. I love how he looks too. He has this beautiful hat and the cape is all tattered like he's been in several battles. I love the cloak he has. Some paint imperfections on there a little bit, but it's fine. I love it. The hat is wonderful. Little skull and crossbones, little quizzical Deadpool expression. Some holes in it from wear and tear in the 7 C's, me hearties. DP, beautiful. Some guns over here that you can't pull out. That's another reason I don't like this guy, because you gotta have the guns that work. If you don't sculpt in there, if they're not gonna come out. Like, have something like this just holstered in there and then pull it out. It's simple. Maybe they couldn't allocate space or something. Taking off the head. This whole head is one piece. I love it. I'll take off this cape right here. It's just a nice simple cape. I really think you could do a Dracula cape with this. Maybe, or something. It just looks very Dracula-like. Take that off. You have this sort of belt buckle thing. I totally could see this piece solely being used on a Build-A-Figure or a larger character or something. You can take that off. Just move the head over a little bit. Actually, can you? I mean, you could try. Yeah, you can. Okay, you can take it off. This piece over here, you can kind of just move it around a little bit. It's actually a joint at the... So there's no crunch on this guy. It's just one waist joint. It's a cup and a ball moving around inside the joint. Kind of like this. Like, let's say that this is the waist and this is the... What? Like this is the waist piece and this is the upper torso. It's moving around like that, kind of. There's no crunch though, but there's definitely a just ball cup down here somewhere in that. Ooh la la. Also here we have a little stamped piece that just notes the production thing of the figure. I never knew what those numbers meant. I try to ignore them as best I can because they're always in the way and they always ruin the immersion to me. And also there's a gloss on it too. Wow. Okay, so yeah, great figure. I love how this guy looks. I think this might be my favorite Deadpool out of all my Deadpools because it's just so out there and wacky. I mean, the only way you could probably top this is... I don't think you could top this, actually. Maybe second would be a space Deadpool. Like if they had some kind of outer space Deadpool variant. Hint, hint, Hasbro. That'd be great. I really do love this figure. It isn't really my number one, though. But I just want to say that these figures are really cool. And I really like them a lot. This gun piece is amazing. And, of course, this review that you're watching right now has been sponsored by Jeff the Shark. Bark, 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 bark. Last but not least, we have Dark Beast, to coin a rhyme here. He's beautiful, wonderful. The articulation's phenomenal. I really like this guy a lot. He's just incredible. I mean, look at this range of articulation you can get on him. Crunch all the way forward, down, and back, and up, and around, and just, and pivot. The pivot of his waist and chest. And oh my gosh. That's wonderful. That's really cool. He has drop down hips. You can kind of like move these hips down a little bit. Move them up if you want. I believe you can move them down and up. Wow. Really solid figure. I really like this guy a lot. Dark Beast. He's phenomenal. Beautiful articulation. Great sculpt. The face is just incredible. It's just so evil. Evil. Wait. Let me get the evil. Evil. Yeah, Dark Beast. I love these dread things going on. Like the huge hair. It's nuts. Wow. Dark Beast, baby. Oh, man. He just oozes personality, and he just oozes just care and love, and the articulation's really cool. I like how this guy moves a lot. Really awesome. Really super awesome figure. He has this nice kind of way you can kind of pivot his toes. He has toe articulation too. That's awesome. You can kind of just have him walk. That's great. In a weird way. I'm going to walk in a weird way. Sort of trying to make it, yeah. Like he's coming at you. Strolling down the road. Beast. Wow. Dark Beast is great. I love this articulation on him. It's wonderful. There probably should be some kind of swivel here, but you don't really need it. Just Dark Beast. He's great, and he's number one. He also comes with more hands, which you can always use more hands on figures. This gripping hand right over here. Now the other side. He has a fist, a gripping hand for this side. And then for this side, he has a book-holding hand, which we have no book, but it's kind of a claw for me, or that kind of thing. And he has a hand where you can put him into a handstand, but I won't really attempt that because my handstanding is so-so. But yeah, Dark Beast is phenomenal. The articulation is beautiful. The paint is excellent. The head sculpt is genius. And just everything about him is just super cool and creepy. And I really like Beast, and having Dark Beast is even more awesome. It's a nice little evil mirror version of yourself. Okay, so the Build-A-Figure of this sort of quote-unquote wave is not going to come out if I don't sing the song. Honey, ba 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 ba. Oh, sugar, sugar. Okay, there he is. Sugar Man is a Build-A-Figure that I never thought I would actually get. And yet, here he is. I had the hammer. I'm like, why don't I get the figure and review him? And probably I won't need him. And now I'm like, but he looks so cool. He's just so insane. I've never been a fan of this kind of sort of, not artwork, but just this kind of aesthetic where it's just very, very juvenile looking and very strange. And yet, here we have this large, misshapen kind of man thing with 4 arms and bracers, and I really just think he's really cool. Sugar Man. Who'da thunk I would like him? Kind of. I don't like this tongue. That's my big complaint about it. The tongue and then the face. It's just too weird. But having him fight several characters at once with all these arms is something that is really cool. Even though this one's kind of floppy a little bit. And it works out. A lot of articulation on this guy. A lot of really nuts articulation on this guy. Yeah. You can get him into a very nice variety of really strange poses. And just, wow. Jeez. I don't even know what to say. Can he pick his nose? I'm going to make him pick his nose. He can totally pick his nose. Yeah. And then can he grab his tongue? He can grab his tongue and pick his nose. Okay. This is really funny. Sugar. Yeah, this is really sort of maybe a faulty arm or something. I don't even know what to say about this guy. He is a mess, but he is a lovely mess. He's doing the split now. Okay, let's actually do the review instead of just having fun with him, because I haven't really touched this guy in a long while. And what is he? What goes in here? I don't know. Something goes in there. Maybe the hammer? Can the hammer fit in there? I never really fiddled with this guy before. If I can get the hammer out of his claw. The hammer does not go in there. Something goes in here, though. I think it might be an axe or something, or some other weapon. Because here he has an axe and he has a sword or whatever. He has some kind of. He has his hammer also, by the way. It says sugar on it. If you turn it over, it looks like a Thor's hammer. He could trick Thor and just be weird about it, whatever. He also has a nose sign, a blue button, and a lightning bolt button. His articulation is kind of weird on the legs. Can't really go too far up or too far back. Again, this could be a weird kind of faulty figure, possibly. But yeah, Sugar Man is just nuts. I don't get it. I don't understand this figure at all. He's very strange and just weird. These arms are just weirding me out. I'm definitely going to find some kind of replacement for this arm, though, because it's kind of silly how it just rotates at will when the other ones just don't really want to. I don't know. I actually found this guy on these arms on clearance, and then someone took the hands off. So I'm going to show you that in just a second. Also, some more articulation for this guy. His waist can move around. His arms can move all at the elbows, the wrists hinge up and down. His arms have crazy movement to them. They can go all the way around, however you want to do it. His legs move out this much. He has a swivel at the knee as well as a knee joint. Doesn't really offer you much range. His legs are kind of locked in position a little bit. He also has a nice up and down and a pivot. His tongue doesn't move, face doesn't move. Here's his back in case I didn't show it. This guy has way too much going on with him, and he's just nuts. It's hard to take this hammer out too, but it's a really fun figure and he's very weird. So here's the never-ending saga of what hands can we give the Shadow King figure that just needs these hands. That's it. I don't get it. I don't get why everyone's like, we need more hands for him. I don't know. We got Caliban hands, we got Venom hands, we have Sugar Man hands, and it just, oh my gosh. Okay, let's just do this. Take that off. Take that off. Okay. So, Shadow King. Take out these hands. Take out this hand. These bracers come off, by the way. This thing is a customizer's dream. He has little horns, by the way. They're really cute. The tongue is just nuts. And it kind of skews me out. Alright. Putting him to the side as much as I possibly can. Alright. So we have a grabbing hand. Then we also have a fist hand. And this is the combination that I probably would use if I was going for this kind of look with flesh hands. It actually looks really cool. And you can probably give it to a different figure or something. Moving the camera up a little bit. I really like this look on him, actually, because the flesh tone matches very well. at least as far as the gradient between the front of the face and the side of the face. Kind of matches a lot. It's really nice. His grabbing hand is really cool. They grab Professor X or something. It's really nice. I like these hands a lot. Super cool. Gripping hand if you want him to grip something. You also have a pointing hand if you want him to point at something. Maybe can he pick his nose? The age-old question, if Shadow King he cannot pick his nose, but he can wag his finger no at you. This hand's pretty good. I honestly am thinking I could probably give him these hands once again. That's pretty good. Yeah, he has another holding hand. You know what? He has two holding hands. I could probably give him the hammer in this one too. Maybe. By the power of sugar. It's very loose in this hand, by the way. But if you want to just have him just sort of pointing at something with it, that's pretty good. Yeah, this turned into a Shadow King review, and honestly, I don't mind. It's just kind of a much better figure, but I think that really Shadow King needs these hands, and that's fine. It's perfect, and it works. Wow. What a nice figure. Marred by this guy. Why? I don't get it. Why? It just doesn't make sense to me. It's really creepy. Oh man, he has a little splotch over there on his... Oh, Sugar Man. Will you ever learn? So I'm going to make this short and sweet and get out of here. Sugar Man is nuts, but he's an integral part of the comic book he's in, so that's something. Dark Beast is just cool and insane. I love how crazy weird he looks. Pirate Deadpool is inspired, and I love him so much. Bunch of accessories, a lot of cool stuff, but he doesn't really hit that super high mark. Blue Deadpool is good color scheme, yet he's just a normal kind of body sculpt we've seen before, yet it breaks up the other Deadpools and stuff. Sunfire is really awesome, yet I'm just afraid that his joints are going to give out over time and not be as cool as he was now than he would in a bunch of years. Black Tom is just Black Tom. He compliments. Juggernaut, he's just there to be there. He has cool powers controlling wood, but just okay. Nate Gray is just kind of boring and bland. Doesn't come with anything. The only cool thing is that he's part cable and he has that cool eyeball thing. These figures are all nice. They all fit in their slots they need to. And I think that Jeff is just the best. Thank you so much for watching Jesse Hecht Creative. Feel free to click like, subscribe, share, or leave a comment. You can also visit us at jessehechtcreative.com, where you'll find more reviews like this one. Thanks again for watching and keep being creative. Stay tuned.